The purpose. Because when purpose is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. You need to clearly set out the purpose why you are writing this exam. You need to set out the purpose why you are going to the school. You need to set out the purpose why you are having that lecture. When students don't really know why they're in the classroom, that is when they ended up messing up or not taking the class seriously. And that is why they also don't remember what the class is all about or what has been taught.
Welcome to dacollins.tv, educational, motivational, and inspirational platform.
Hi guys, welcome to dacollins.tv. I hope you're doing very well and I hope this video meets you very well. Thank you for your comment, thank you for sharing, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. If you're just joining this platform for the first time, you're welcome. I want you to hit the subscribe button, stay with us. All I do in this platform is to discuss on education, on how to motivate, inspire, and encourage the learners. The last topic was titled, Why Students Fail, and I said one of the reasons students fail is due to inconsistency in learning. And I also mentioned that when students are not regular in their studies and they only leave it for the teachers to take care of it or leave it in the school, after school they don't make any effort to continue and learn and rehearse, this does not help them to do better. That the students are not supposed to only leave teaching and learning in the school. They are supposed to take it home, continue from where the teacher stopped, do some practical work by themselves and improve by themselves. And I brought in the scripture, Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, which says that the book of the law should not depart from your mouth, but you should meditate on it day and night. And I use that as a guiding scripture, letting my learners to understand that the only way you can become better in your studies, your academics, is when you repeat whatever you have been taught and you make it to be part of you. I also suggested other means that can make learning to be consistent. So if you have not seen my previous video, I would like you to go to YouTube and search for dacollins.tv. Look for Why Students Fail, Inconsistency in Learning Part 1. Now today I'll be treating on same topic, but the Part 2 section of this, I'll be looking into more reasons why we have inconsistency in learning. And I'll also be giving us solution on how to help students facing inconsistency in learning. Most students have walked up to me telling me that they don't know why they get tired of their studies. They don't know why when they read they just get tired. Most people, before they start reading for 5 minutes, they've slept on their books. But they can spend more time on their phone, they can spend more time on the social media. So this is a problem a lot of students face. And I asked the student that, do you know that when you watch movies, you don't forget the movie even after 10 years or 15 years? Also, when you hear some songs that has been sung many years ago, you still do not forget the lyrics. But how come you forget what you have been taught just 1 week or 2 weeks? And this is as a result of the fact that most of the students don't pay attention and they don't put their mind towards their studies. When you put your heart towards your studies, when you are determined to learn and you really want to know what whatever you're reading is all about, you will be able to remember what it is. It is only when you put in more interest in whatever you're studying or whatever you are taught, that is the only time you'll be able to recall and you'll be able to remember what the class is all about or what you were taught and how to apply it in examination. So people don't usually remember their studies or what has been taught because they don't have it in heart. They don't see the importance of it and they do not put their mind to it. This is why the scripture says in Matthew chapter 6 verse 21, it says that for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be. What people are chasing is what they end up putting their hearts. Whatever a man is thinking about, whatever a man is chasing, that is where his mind is always attached to. Most of the things we do today is as a result of the things that we have inside of us. So most students you see not doing very well academically is as a result of the fact that they do not have their studies in their hearts. They are not seeing the reason why they should read. They don't see the reason why they should study. They don't see the reason why they should even write that exam. So the moment they start putting their interest in whatever they are doing, you see them becoming better and you see them growing. So the best way we can treat this is for you to, first of all, identify your reason why you're writing the exam. Identify how this exam will be of importance to you. When you're able to understand the reason why you want to write this exam and the importance of this exam to you, then you'll be able to put your heart at it and then you'll be able to pass and succeed. But when you're not able to identify why you're writing this exam, the purpose, because when purpose is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. You need to clearly set out the purpose why you're writing this exam. You need to set out the purpose why you're going to the school. You need to set out the purpose why you're having that lecture. When students don't really know why they're in the classroom, that is when they ended up messing up or not taking the class seriously. And that is why they also don't remember what the class is all about or what has been taught. So when we put in our heart in whatever we have been taught, that is the only time we can remember and we'll be able to give back. I'm going to share another story with you because I know most times people are able to remember things when it involves stories. There is a movie that was produced 2006 called Akeelah and the Bee. Akeelah and the Bee was a movie that involved spelling. It was a spelling bee kind of movie drama series. Now, in that movie, this particular girl was not good in spelling, and she had to meet different coaches that could help her develop her to become very good in spelling. And one of the coaches she met had to tell her that you need to make use of your environment, you need to make use of yourself, your family, and everyone around you. So what she did, she made use of her family, she made use of her neighbors, she made use of everyone within her community that she could get in touch with. She started giving each person each word for them to call for her to pronounce and for her to spell. So she gave everyone, every member she could see on the streets and the house and everywhere she found herself, she was giving everyone words for them to call for her to spell. So each person she meets will call a particular word, then she will spell it and pronounce it, then she was playing with it. That was how she started retaining some words and she was able to do well in that particular test and even in that movie. She was able to come out successful because she engaged the people around her. Now, what's the storyline about this? If you are someone that you're having challenge on your academics, you're having problem on how to become better, to develop, one of the best way to grow is to intentionally engage the people around you. Now I want to talk about the solution to inconsistency in learning. One of the solutions is engage the people around you. Make the people around you to be part of your learning process. If you have friends or your classmates, you guys should be discussing the topic that was treated. You guys should discuss your subject, discuss things about the school. Do not discuss anything outside the school. When you engage these people to be discussing things that centers only about the teaching and learning, you will be able to recall and remember because that will now become part of you. So she made use of everybody around her, and when it was time for the interview, for the examination, she was able to recall because of that was part of her. It's not like a system for her. Another method you can use is engage yourself with enough assignments, engage yourself with enough homework. You must not be given only in the school. Sometimes you can create your own homework. You can go and study on things that you were taught, research on it, and do more learning. Then lastly, one other thing I will put on this note that can help you when you're facing inconsistency in learning is for you to be disciplined. Every great man or woman you see today that is doing very well in various fields of interest, they are people that have been able to discipline themselves. If you cannot discipline yourself in your area of interest, you cannot become successful in that area. You cannot say you want to succeed academically and you will not discipline yourself on how to become constant in whatever plan you have set out. Whatever you say you want to do, you must be disciplined about it. You don't need for someone to remind you. You don't need for someone to keep calling you or discipline you about it. You need to make up your mind that this is what I want to do, this is what I want to achieve, and I'm going for it. You don't need to wait for anyone to drive you in there. A lot of great people you want to talk about their story today, anyone you mention, I will tell you that the first thing that made them to get to that state is because they are disciplined and they are hardworking and they are patient. That was how they were able to get to that state. Nobody you see today doing very well academically just woke up one morning and they started doing very well. It's as a result of consistent work placed into their studies over and over again. That was how they are able to get to that state. If they are not consistent in what they have been doing year in, year out, they will never get to that point where you see them today and say they are successful. This is where I'm going to bring this video to an end. Next week, we're going to be treating a different topic entirely. Thank you very much. If you're just joining us for the first time, I would like you to hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. See you next week.